Hi guys, I'm Heather from Maddness Creations, and this will be the video for the page turner, which is the new wallet coming. This is the page turner, so it was designed to look like a book. I left the back panel open and the front open so that you can display artwork, or if you know what you're doing, you could add extra pockets, cell phone pocket, straps. I left that up to you, but I wanted it blank. I wanted it open to display the artwork. So I did include 2 snap closures, and that is because if you put one just in the middle, it does deform it. If you just put one at the top, then it doesn't look right. So there's 2 snaps, a large stabilized change pocket. I love the way this ended up being because it stays open and it's hard. So you're not fighting with the liner of the wallet. Now, I'm going to show you the inside, but I'm just going to take out my ID. Just 1 second, my driver's license. Okay, and I'm going to flip that card around, just so that there's no personal numbers shown. Okay. And so you can see that I did 2 peekaboo windows here for feature fabrics. Sorry. Mine has a double card in it. It's just a small card. There we go. Now you can see. There's no card in there. So I had a COVID card back in there. So I did 2 feature fabrics, 2 slip pockets for your banknotes. I of course have pictures in one side, and then it folds up. It does not fit your phone unless your phone is small enough to go in there, but it doesn't fit my phone. I don't carry my phone in my wallet. No offense to anybody else who does. If I'm going to carry my phone in my wallet, then I'm going to make a pocket to go in the back to carry my phone. Yes, it is card slits. No, nothing falls out. As you can see, I'm shaking it pretty good, and they're not falling out. Okay, so we are going to walk through doing this. It's going to be 2 steps. I'm going to put my stuff back in my wallet so I don't forget it. Yes, this is my everyday wallet already. I love this already. It's a little smaller than my last wallet, but still holds just as much stuff. So that's kind of cool. So the page turner by Maddness Creations. Let's look over here. Okay, so as I said, this will be a 2-parter because there is some edge coating, paint drying. I do have to get groceries at some point today. And I don't know who's going to come in while we're filming this, so it could end up being a few steps. I don't know. We'll see. So I have the pattern open behind the camera on my laptop. I did print off the pattern pieces. I'm going to make sure I can see the pattern completely so that I'm going just like you would be. Okay, so I'm not going to give you any measurements that are vital to the pattern, just because you know who you are. So the wallet itself is 3 3/4 inches wide by 7 5/8 inches tall when it's done. It's a raw edge pattern. Remember, it's PDF pattern. Okay, so materials and supplies needed. So for the main fabric, we're going to be using vinyl. I have it all cut out over here. I was organized. For the card ribbon, we're going to be using landscape fabric. There are other options you can use. My lightweight fabric I'm going to use is, it's a cotton. Mine's polyester cotton because it's been sublimated. We need transparent vinyl for your peekaboo windows. We are using Decaville for our stabilizer. I haven't used Paltex for this. I'd have to ask my testers. But I do think that Peltex is quite thick for this project. And you guys know I do use a lot of Peltex, but this one, maybe not so much. Of course, we need our double-sided tape. It's much easier to use if it's 1/4 of an inch wide or less. Unless you have a problem with it being gumming up your needle. If you have that problem, please switch to Fabri-Tac glue. Or some of them you can clip if you're secure in your belief that it's not going to shift. Clip it in place. We do use a lot of securing methods just because with wallets, once something shifts, sometimes you can't take it back, and it will move how your wallet performs and how it closes and how it sits. My wallet, I thought it was confident, and I did not secure one of the card panels in place, and it did shift, and I can tell that it shifted. And it's my wallet, it's okay, but for some of us, we're very highly critical of ourselves, so keep that in mind. Wallets are very specific on measurements. Okay, so what else we got here? We're going to be using edge coat today. So I use Giardini's base coat, and then I use Angelus leather paint for the edge, like for the color part. I'm just reading through here. We have our scissors, we have our clips. You do not want to be sticking pins through vinyl. Today we are using my sewing, I call her my precious all the time, so we're using a vintage Singer 1591. I believe some of my testers were using domestic modern machines. Of course, industrial machines are welcome. I'm trying to think. So the most layers you are going through at once would be one, two, three, four. Okay, so typically 3, except for one spot. So I don't think a domestic would have a problem. Oh, lovely. You get to see my ID. So the only part that's a little thicker, and it's still not overly thick, is right here, because you have your strap behind there. But it's still not too thick. I don't think you would have a problem. I will get back to you on that, but I haven't heard of an issue yet on the thickness. I try to keep my wallets domestic friendly. Okay. We do need some zipper. 6 1/4, and matching zipper pull. So I use number 5 zipper. I was thinking maybe we'll attach a wristlet strap, because I am thinking I might make this for my sister-in-law, but we'll decide when we get there. But I did set out a very tiny little D-ring just in case that is not in the pattern. So if I do that, that is a modification. Again, not in the pattern. The other little modification that I'm going to make, and it's not really a mod, it's just an aesthetic, and that is because I am sublimating my main panel. So my main panel right here is sublimated onto a faux leather. Now with my wallet, it is sublimated as well, and what I've noticed is just the corner. So there is a technique in order to do this. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I did notice it started separating from the corner. So I am going to add these little pieces in order to pin down the corner that's coming loose. So you can see right there, the little piece is coming loose, and I don't like that. And that is just the that's sublimation. That's coming off of the transparent vinyl. I just didn't get a good adhesion on that one. I will definitely keep checking on that. So I'm going to put these little corner pieces on, just so that that doesn't happen to her wallet. We have our ruler. We lost our little corner piece. Oh, you guys know I do this all of the time. I'll find it in a second. It's just the light is glaring and I can't see it. It's so small. Where are you? There it is. It was underneath the panel. Okay, so hop with me, join with me. I know I'm probably gonna lose my double-sided tape at least 6 times, but that's what I do. It is right here. I'm gonna try to keep a hold of it. I may have to open another pack because it is, you know, I do lose it. So I have my bobbins wound. I'm also going to use contrasting thread on this one, which is glow-in-the-dark thread. I just picked it up off of Amazon. So, I have little gadgets kind of all over the place. So if you see something that you don't know what it is, if it looks important, go ahead and ask me in the comments. I will try to answer later on because obviously you're not here. So we are going to tackle, let me see, I believe it is the card panels first. Yes. So we are going to set our stabilizers aside, being careful not to lose those little tiny snap stabilizers, because we know we will. I don't want to have to go cut another little piece. Okay. So we are going to put you down here so that you can see. Okay. Is that clear? Yes. It's an oddly warm day in southern Canada today, so I have the window open. You never know if we're going to have a storm or what. Okay, so these are our clear pieces. Let's not put those there. We're going to lose them. So we need our card panel. Okay. Card panel, our feature fabrics, our clear covers, our card ribbons. My curtain keeps attacking me. Card ribbons, feature fabrics. Do you not need our zippers? Zipper. I have 2 colors because I don't know which one we want to use. So that's what we don't need. We don't need our main at the moment. We can set that aside with those 2 pieces. Our optional D-ring that we're going to think about adding. Our clear covers. Okay. This is not in the pack. However, I give you the measurements on the ribbon folds. But human error just happens. So, if you want to make sure that your cards are showing up each fold on the front, like where you want it to show, take an old card, put it, I will show you this, put it in the first fold, and then draw a line across your card. And then use my measurements as a guide, but use your card to confirm that's where you want your fold. Because I might tell you to place the tape at, I'm not looking at my measurements, but let's say 1/2 inch away from the previous fold. And you do that. But when I put it down, maybe it's on the line. Maybe yours is before the line. Maybe somebody else's is just after the line. Well, that means your folds are now going to be in different spots than what mine would have been. So I very much encourage you to follow the pattern. But remember that you can add things to it to make it easier for yourself. I try to give you measurements so you can use a ruler in order to mark out your placements. So my card slots here, I typically on any pattern, I'm going to cover up the measurement on here, but I typically do not trace these parts out because they're so flimsy on paper. So I will actually measure it and then I will measure on the back. And the way I cut these, I had somebody just recently ask me, is I take a leather hole punch, like this one, on a small setting, and I punch these holes. And then I take my rotary cutter and I push down so that I can start the cut on the inside of the hole. I slide it across and I stop just before it. So each one, so they're not actually cut out completely yet. And then I take my little tiny snips and I snip that little piece that was left so that I'm not going past the hole. It's the same thing for this window, and it's the same thing for the Ida window inside the legend. Somebody had just asked me recently how to get that cut. So yes, I will work on SVG files. We'll see how that comes so that it can do the cut for you. But you don't necessarily need the machine in order to get the precise cut. You can, as I said, just do the measurements. And that will give you, if you're having a problem with that. Anyways, let's move along here. So we have our card ribbon. I'm using landscape fabric. I don't need this in the way. Alright, here we go. Move you over to the machine. I'll try and keep it straight. Okay. Now, I have had a few people ask me about adding straps, as I said, which I think that would be cute. You'd probably need a little bit of extra hardware. Certain ones I just don't have. As in the little screw-on, what are those called? Anchors? Okay, so I'm also using a Teflon foot. Something. Just grabbing my thread. Oh, okay. So if you feel like something is going wrong, take a second to look, because it will cause you a problem later. So I felt that my thread was dragging before I had even put it through the tension disc. And what I've noticed, let's see if I can lift that up for you, somehow, and this would have caused a problem with tension, is the upper thread. Okay, so can you see that? The upper thread has actually, you can't see it, it's wound itself underneath another thread. So it's in the process of making a nice little knot. There. As I said, that would have ruined your whole day because you would have wondered what is going on with your machine. There, that is much better. Okay. So, as I said, I am using a Teflon foot. I am using a narrow foot, which means on the one side of my foot it is only 1/8 of an inch instead of 1/4. Change my bobbin. I did wind a few extra bobbins beforehand. I'm going to start with this little one since we're just doing the stitching. And, yes, I just brought my black thread into the top and I want the glow-in-the-dark thread, of course. Anyways, I'm going to take that back off. And we're going to put on our contrasting thread. Contrasting thread can look really nice. If you're not confident in your stitching, do yourself a favor and don't use it yet. We are our own worst critics, and if you're going to use contrasting white thread on a black background, you're going to see every little mistake. I'm not saying that I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm going to try my best. I will be doing the pull-through method, as in my threads, so you won't see me backstitching. I'm going to flip them over to the back side. I'm going to pull my top thread through. I will show you once. After that, I will just continue to do so. Okay. There we go. So, on the wrong side of the panel, we're going to draw a line at 1/2 inch in from the side closest to the card slots. This is a guideline for later. It is important. I already have it there, but I'm going to pretend that it's not there. So when I drew all these lines out for my measurements, I added that line in. That's why it's already there. Okay. But for the sake of the video, we're going to darken it up. Okay. So closest to the card slots means on this side. Closest to the card slots. Same with her. I'm doing both at the same time. In the pattern, it does tell you, do one and then go and do the other. If you want to do both of them at the same time, go ahead and do so. Obviously, I will do one whole card ribbon and then I'll do the other one. Sorry. So now we are going to place some double-sided tape. Can you see this? No, you can't. Alright. Hi Jen, thanks. I love my machine too. It always scares me every once in a while that I should have like an extra 3 backups. So we are placing our double-sided tape on the wrong side of the card panel under our first card slot. Okay. So it's going to go right in the spot. This is for the card window. So now I have to change my thread again because I am not doing contrasting thread around this window because my machine, and I am adding extra double-sided tape around the whole thing because this is for the clear window and my machine absolutely hates transparent vinyl. I have tried I don't know how many little tricks to get it to not despise this section, and it does. It absolutely does. So this is my least favorite step of the entire thing. But I like the way it looks, so I keep adding this little section in. Okay. On the card window, remove the backing and secure the clear cover. Okay, so we threw them over here somewhere. There they are. We're going to remove the backing of the double-sided tape. You'll see me collect them in a second. I have a garbage pail at my feet. I try to keep my area clean, but I fail at it miserably. Okay, so we're going to take our clear, transparent, you can kind of see it there, and we're going to fit it over the cutout window on the wrong side. Did it like ding at you, Jen? Okay, so we're going to place it over just under the card slit. Smooth it out like that. We're going to do it on the other side. This I will do one panel, like one side, and then I'm going to do the other one, as I said, because this is my least favorite step. So I want it done, and then I don't have to worry about it. I think the reason my machine hates it so much is my, I don't know what those parts are called at the moment. The plates over my bobbin area, over my shuttle, is steel, metal. So this sticks so bad to that area. that you'll see me try to put like extra fabric under there to cover it. I don't know if maybe tissue paper over that will stop it. Said I'm not using this thread that step because I know it may not be the prettiest part. Needle wise, what do I have in here? Probably I have a universal. No, I have a Microtech. Sorry. This is an 80. Okay. Here we go, and I'm just using a German thread right now. And so we secured it over. Now we're going to flip it over to the right side, and we're going to stitch at 1/8 inch around that card box, around the clear cover box. And then we're going to start on our ribbon. Okay. Great. Goes on the other side. Off. Alright. So here we go. We're in the light on, it might help. So I'm going to use the inside of my foot. As I said, my foot is a narrow foot, so the one side is a 1/8 inch. I'm using that as a guide. And I think I'm going to start on this side. So I'm just lining up my foot with the edge. Hold my thread for a second so it doesn't come back and tangle. And we're going to use the feature fabric. We'll see if that works. Decided under here, not in my stitching line, just trying to break the connection of the clear vinyl to my machine. And we'll see if that helps. Hand crank it if you need to, which is what I'm doing down at the corner. Turn it. And then around the middle. Okay. Put your tails out of the way. Just because you want to tie them. Get out of the way. If you are using fabric like I am, make sure you're moving it so that you're not stitching it. I'm coming up to the top. I'm putting it right in between. And just under that card slit. So I kind of want it right in the middle. It's a little dicey because it's kind of thin right there. And I've overshot it. Awesome. So I'm going to back it up just a little. I'm going to back stitch about 2 stitches. I overshot it, so I'm going back just a little to secure those stitches because I'm going to unpick just that one stitch that went too far. But I need the other stitches to be secured so that when I do that, I don't create a weak spot. And down to meet the line. Pull it out. Okay, so I have little magnets on my machine that hold little things I might need, not useless. So I have a little needle. Let's see if I can get this to focus. I'm going to put you here, and I am trying to zoom it in with one hand. Okay, so you can see my strings here. I'm only going to show you once. You can see the strings right there. I'm going to turn it to the back side. Where's my strings? Right here. These are the two on the bottom. So if you take them, sorry, one-handed trying to work a camera. That doesn't want to focus on that spot. Okay, so if you pull these strings up just a little, give them a little tug, you can see a loop form underneath there. That's your thread. So we're going to insert a needle into the loop. And we're going to pull that loop like that to the back. And we're going to pull the other one. If it gets caught, just wiggle it a little bit. It's there, don't. Okay, there it is. So then we're going to pull the loop. I am trying not to split my thread. There we go. To the back. Usually that's not that hard, but I'm trying to do it on camera. And then we're going to tie them. You can tie each one to themselves. You could tie, I'm tying 2 to 2. It's whatever you feel comfortable doing. But that is the knot, like pull through and tie. I'm going to be doing that through the entire card panel. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can backstitch, it's okay. So I tied a knot. I'm just singeing those threads a little. Okay. And now we're going to do the same for the other side. So I'm going to scroll you back out like that. And we're going to repeat that process for the other side so that we are done with that little section. As I said, because I don't like doing it. Okay, as I said, we start off at 1/8 inch on the side. Get up to the corner, slow down, hand crank it if you need to. I do. Take your time. And come down the other side. Just a little bit. Now I do play with my stitch width in order to get our stitch length to get down to the corners and turn. Stuck there just a little. Get it up, pull it out. And that, I think, that little bobbin, yeah. So I had just a little bit on that bobbin and that worked out perfectly. And we won the bobbin chicken. So put a new one in there. Okay, so grab our needle, our threads, pull it up, grab your loop, pull it up, grab your loop, and then tie them off. Come on. There we go. They wanted to tangle amongst themselves. I'll tell you, everything is easier when you're not on camera. At least for me, everything is easier until I go on camera. And then even tying a knot becomes a problem. Turn that down. And I'm going to singe them just a little. Okay. That is the clear windows done on both of them. So my least favorite step is now done. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the next step. So we're going to be placing some double-sided tape. So we need to place a piece of double-sided tape below card slit 2 and another one close to the bottom below the clear window. Okay, so card slit 2 is the next card slit up. Put it under the card slit and then towards the bottom under your card cutout window. Okay, so that would be right there. I'm going to do the other side as well. Okay, tape stuck to my finger. And now we're going to remove the backing of the double-sided tape. And we are going to take our features. Okay, so give me it. I'm going to give mine. Mine is a polyester fabric. Like it's a polyester mix, so it frays really easy. So I'm just going to take my my scissors here. Why? For the life of me, I can't remember what they're called. It'll come to me later. But I'm just treating the edge because this fabric is really bad for fraying. I use it all the time, so I know how bad it can be. Okay, I need this. Oh, I missed my little hand. Now I am not taking off a lot. I am just going around the edges. You could do this. You don't have to. It's not a thing that you have to do. I know that this fabric is so easily to fray. It's not a problem. It's just, it's so that I don't have stringy bits as I'm trying to sew. See? Like that. I don't know if you can see that. The little wispy thing. Okay, so we're going to take our feature fabric, like so. And we are remove backing, take our card ribbon first. See, I'm not reading properly. Take your card ribbon with the tail going towards the top of your panel and secure it to the double-sided tape just under your card side. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. Like that. Just under there. Okay, and then we are going to take another piece of double-sided tape and we're going to put it under the card slit 2 again, which would put it over your card ribbon like that. I have to go down a page. Now we're going to remove the backing from that piece of double-sided tape that we just placed. If you have a problem with it separating, you can warm it up with your fingers or you can try to peel it. Okay, so, and then we're going to take our feature fabric. So our feature fabric, and we're going to put it face down on top of that piece of tape that we just put down. Okay. mind keeps wanting to not cooperate with me. And I'm trying to make sure that my picture there is in the right spot. Okay, there it is. That should be in the right spot. Yeah. It's always nice to check it before you sew it. Only takes a second to flip it over if you're using like a fussy cut or something like that. Okay. I'm just looking at the pattern. And it's hard because the ring light's in my face. I remove the backing from the double-sided tape. There we go. Okay, secure. See your reference 1 if you need help. Flip to the right side and top stitch at 1/8 inch under the card slit number 2. Okay. So I'm going to set that up on the other one. And it's, you don't have to do that yet, but I don't want to lose my fabric. Like, I don't want it to flutter away. So we're going to put our card ribbon with the tail going towards the top of the panel. We're going to take our feature fabric. We've removed the backing from the double-sided tape. We're going to put another piece of double-sided tape under card slot 2. It'll end up going over your ribbon. Take your feature fabric. Take the backing off. Okay, the line's having an issue. There it goes. And we're going to place it over that tape. And smooth that down. We're going to flip it over. Now see that one, not so much. So I'm going to peel it back up for a second. And I'm going to replace it. Looks like I left that one a little long. That's fine. I'll pick it up. I'm just going to leave it. I like that placement better. So then we're going to flip them over. Our tape out of our way. As I said, we're going to flip them over and top stitch 1/8 inch under the card slit. And now I think I want my contrasting thread for this part. So we're going to change it out. It's a little bit harder to thread this stuff just because it splits. Needle. Yeah, there we go. Oh my goodness. Okay. All that. And we're going to do it. We're going to flip this over. And we're going to top stitch under. So we gotta, for me, I gotta flip it this way. As I said, I'm using my guide on my foot. Make sure your tail's not twisted. And put it down. Can you guys see that? Sorry for the shaky. There. I'm just moving the tripod closer. Again, I am not going to backstitch. I'm going to pull my tails to the back. And I'm going to tie them. Oh, leave a little bit of a tail. Flip it to the back. Right. Takes a little extra. I just don't want the back stitch. That's my dog, if you hear her. Oh, no. No. Get off. No. Stop. Go. No. I'm busy. Yes, okay. No, it's not. I'll be right back. Just a second. Sorry about that. It's my puppy wanting outside. Okay, so we've tied those knots. I told you. I'm going to go on the other side. So we're going to put our tails out of the way towards the top of the panel. I'm going to top stitch 1/8 inch, just under. So I am placing the needle where I want it. I'm holding my tail. Press your foot down. It's going to be a little harder to tie, only because I didn't leave a big tail. It just doesn't want to cooperate with me. Come on. There we go. Something else, and there you go. You can see it's under there. Okay. So on the wrong side, now we're going to place a couple. So now we are going, for me, I'm going to set the other one aside. I'm going to continue on with the card panel. Okay, so we are going to place a piece of double-sided tape under card slot 3. Okay, so that's the next one up. Card slot 3. Card slot 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so all of them. Card slot 6. And then at the top of the panel, so up here, the top, we're going to move our tail out of the way because we're going to put another one at the bottom. And it is 1 1/4 inch up from the bottom. Okay. And this is what I was talking about, where, you know, your way and my way may not be the same. So I put it down. Now I do put my double-sided tape just past my fabric. Like that. So mine goes, I always overhang it. Okay. We're going to get to the other side. So just that part so it's set up. Okay. So again, under each card slit, so the tape I put on the under, I match up with my punch holes. With the tape I put over the ribbon, I extend it out. That's just my own personal preference. All the way up, one at the top. Flip your tail out of the way. The ruler, and then I placed that one in the wrong spot. My bad. I'll move it in a second. It's 1 1/4, and I was not paying attention. 1 1/4. See, that would have been bad. Quart. So this one aside. My husband's about to come in, and he does not know I'm filming. So that'll be interesting. He doesn't know I'm filming. I'm sorry if he swears.
I'm gonna close my eyes and give you time to get off the couch.
I want the camera.
Hmm?
I said I'm on a video. There. So we move that one. Now it's in the right spot. Okay. So now we're going to remove the backing from the double-sided tape that is towards the bottom. That's this one. And we are going to bring the ribbon towards the bottom of the panel and secure it to your double-sided tape. So we're going to hold it here, so we're not yanking your card slot all over the place. Bring the tail down and just press it onto your double-sided tape. And then we are going to remove the backing from the double-sided tape that is just under card slot 3. That's this one. Out of the camera. And then we're going to bring the ribbon back up. Yep. And bring the ribbon back up towards the top of the panel and secure it to your double-sided tape. So we're going to hold it so you don't rip it right off. Okay. Now, as I said, always check it before you sew it. So make sure that if you did not sew this closed. And right now we're working on this card slot, so that is where that's where it sits, and that's where I want it to sit. Okay, so bring your tail, so it's up there. Flip it over to the right side and top stitch 1/8 inch under card slot 3. Okay. I'm holding my tail. Place my needle, got my foot. This is the longest part of this whole wallet, is the card panels, in my opinion, because you've got this part that's a little fiddly. So we're going to do it in two, as I said, 2 steps at least. We're going to do the card panels, and then we'll see what we can do here. But we'll do at least the card panels first in the first video. Moving on to page 4 here. So on the wrong side, we're going to flip it back over. So we've done this part, we're going to flip back over to the wrong side. We're going to place a piece of double-sided tape 1/2 inch up from the previous fold. Okay, so from yeah. From the previous fold, it's right here. We're going to go up When's your next client?
6. Hey.
Just you're printing skeleton. Let me put my tape on here. Sorry guys, just a second. Little movable joints. It's cute. What are you doing with them?
Just throw them down there.
Okay, double-sided tape. I keep losing my spot. From the okay, so see reference to, there we go. So bring tail of ribbon towards the bottom of the panel. Remove the backing. Because I should have placed this and already removed it. There we go. So remove the backing, bring your tail down towards the bottom. Hold your card slip fold. You just, you're not yanking it all over the place. Okay, so this is what I was talking about if you're unsure. Is to take your tester card, slide it in, so you can find the line that you drew. Put your card there, and then you would bring your ribbon back up. Now see how, for me, my tape's right there, so it's where I want it. But double check it. You might have it on a slant, or you never know. So now we're going to remove the backing from the double-sided tape under card slip 4, which is this one. It just wants to not come off that side. So we'll do this side, and it works. And we're going to bring our tail up towards the top. We're going to hold that and secure it to the double-sided tape. We're going to flip it over to the right side. There goes my tape. And we're going to top stitch under that one. Flip it over, put the knots through. Over. Not it. And there we go. So move on to the next one. So on the wrong side, we're going to place another piece of double-sided tape, 1/2 inch up from the previous fold, just like we did before. It's a little repetitive. That's the idea. Place our ruler. You could draw a line, and use your line to guide. That one's a little crooked. There. Just my finger. Okay, remove your backing. Sometimes my tape just, there we go, doesn't want to cooperate. Remove the backing. Bring your tail back towards the bottom of the panel, secure it in place. Okay, so just like we've been doing, bring it down, secure it to your double-sided tape. Remove the backing from the double-sided tape under card slip 5. Card slit, sorry. See, I didn't hold it. I didn't press it hard enough. Alright. And then hold it, bring it back up, and smooth it down. Flip it to the right side, top stitch underneath, card slit 5. You tap on foot soon, I think. Decline that for now. My dad. Can we call him? Okay, I'm just pulling my knot, pulling the threads through to the back. It just says a lot.
Hey, are you at home? Larry just called us. What do you want?
Okay, so that is tied off. Now I swirl it down a little bit here. So we are going to piece
You
of
want him
outside
to go
tape.
get gas for you?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's right there. 40.
Okay. Come get the card. How much?
40. Alright. Okay, so we just did undercard slot 2, so we're bringing our ribbon towards the top of the panel. Sorry. Alright. Undercard. There we go. Okay, so on the wrong side, we're going to place a piece of double-sided tape. Again, ½ inch up from the previous fold. Take our ruler. It's so hard for me to see black folds on black fabric. Bring your ribbon, remove your backing from your double-sided tape. Okay, bring your tail back towards the bottom, holding it. Screw it to your double-sided tape. Remove the backing from undercard slit 6. Hold your ribbon. Bring your ribbon back up. Screw it to double-sided to your card slit 6. And now we're going to flip it to the right side, and we're going to top stitch under card slit 6. Grab our trusty needle. So that we can pull our tails to the back. We're almost done this one. This card panel. paper towels. Yep. Five. So we're going to place one more piece of double-sided tape. Half inch on the fold. This is like almost impossible for me to see. I'm going to remove that backing. Bring our tail back down towards the bottom. Screw it to the double-sided tape. Remove the backing from the double-sided tape that is at the top of the panel. Bring your ribbon back up and secure it onto that. And now we are going to trim off your excess. So we're not, and this is what you should have. Okay. So you can trim it off now. You can trim it off later. I will trim it off now because I will take it just like that. Okay. Now on the wrong side of the panel, we're going to locate the guideline right here. Remember that we drew at the beginning. And we are going to place a piece of double-sided tape down each side of the panel. Okay. So we're going to put one here. Now, so this is where I was talking about. If double-sided tape is gumming up your needle, then you could clip, or you could glue, or you could put the double-sided tape just outside of your seam allowance. So what the tape here is for is to hold the folds. Because we can't iron with it being vinyl. Vinyl, sometimes you can finger crease it, most times you can't. So it's about knowing your fabric and what you can't put it through. So we are going to remove the backing from the side farthest away from the card slits. So that would be over here. Farthest away. And we're going to bring this edge wrong side to meet the guideline that you drew. So right to here. Secure it to your tape. Now we're going to remove the backing from the last piece of double-sided tape left right here. If it cooperates. There we go. And then we're going to fold. We're going to bring this edge. We're going to fold it over like this. So that's what you should have. There's the folded edge right here. So now we're going to flip it to the right side and we're going to top stitch what is now going to be called the inner side. So that's the side we just folded. We're only going to top stitch this side. So you see, here's the fold. That side only. It's called the inner side because that's the side that's going to be towards the inside of your wallet. Ginger tails. That time I did backstitch. So that's what you should have. Now we're going to set this one aside. Well, we can do the glue, sorry. My bad. That way it's drying while we do the other one. So, when I say we're going to glue the top and the bottom close to prepare it to edge coat. So that's right here. See how this is gapping open? And this is gapping open. So if you didn't want to use glue, you could put double-sided tape in there as well to hold it close. That's completely up to you. It's dealer's choice. But I am going to glue it. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. And we're going to run some glue in there. So I'm just going to run a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to clip it. So I'm just going to hold. Now, be careful you don't get your glue on the outside of your vinyl. So where's my clips? So I wouldn't suggest using your normal. Where's the normal clips? I don't know where I set them. I'll find them in a minute. Okay, so I have these kind of clips. So they don't have little teeth. So those teeth are not marking my vinyl. If you're using Wonder Clips, those do have little teeth in them. So you're going to want to put something between your fabric and those teeth. Because if you leave them for a long period of time, they're going to indent and mark your fabric. And sometimes those can't go away. So it's just holding it like that. It doesn't have to stay like that for long. And it's probably overkill on how many I used. But you could also, just put it between a book. Put it under something heavy. All good options. So, I clip this one. I'm not worried about using too many clips because I'm not using them at the moment. So it's clipped and glued. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for now while we work on the second panel. Okay, so if you remember, we had already had it started. So just because I am with you guys, I'm going to scroll back up to the top of the pattern. To where we left off, so right here. So on this panel, we had just placed our double-sided tape under our card slits and 1 1/4 inch up in the bottom. So we're going to remove the double-sided tape from the bottom, and we're going to bring the backing. We're going to bring the tail towards the bottom. Hold your last seam so you're not yanking it all over the place. Like that. And now we're going to remove the backing from the double-sided tape under card slot 3. So they are numbered from the bottom up. Bring your tail up. Hold the last fold. Press it down firmly to the double-sided tape. Okay. Flip it over and top stitch just under card slit 3. So 1/8 inch is what I'm doing. Can you go with the boys? Okay. We're gonna cut our tail. Oh, I think I just heard them. it to the back. Put it to the back. Just didn't want to separate. Number 2. So now we are scrolling on to page 4. So we're going to put our double-sided tape half inch up. Remove your double-sided, the backing from your double-sided tape. Bring your tail back towards the bottom. Just down onto your double-sided tape. Remove the backing from under card slip 4. Bring your tail back up towards the top and screw it to your double-sided tape. Flip it over onto the right side and top stitch under card slip 4, 1/8 inch. And mine got stuck, so I think it'll be a pretty soon. So I am going to take that out. I don't want that. So I am unpicking those stitches that I just put in because my fabric got stuck and caused my stitch width to change. And with contrasting thread, especially with contrasting thread, you can see that really. So I am just pulling it out. Lovely. Almost there. One more stitch. Okay, so I'm going to try that again. So I believe it was that piece of double-sided tape that caused it to stick. That's okay. We'll do it again. Sorry, I just can't. Make a bunch of noise.
How much?
40.
40?
Yes, and here's row again. So notice I had changed my stitch length for some reason. And now we're going to do it again. There we go. That one took a little extra time. Don't worry about that. I'm just tying my knots, and then I will show you the front. So, what was happening there the first time is it got caught, and then I realized my stitch length was changed. I must have nudged it. Mine's just a little lever. So they weren't even. So you can see they were much smaller. I didn't want them to be much smaller. Okay, so we're gonna flip it over to the wrong side. We're gonna put the tail towards the top. I've got strings now collecting. We're gonna put this double-sided tape, 1/2 inch from the fold. It gets loud in a second. It's just because my son, I think, is coming downstairs. So, and I'm going to remove the backing from that double-sided tape. And we're going to bring the ribbon back down towards the bottom, holding the fold, secure it to your double-sided tape. Remove the double-sided tape from just under card slit 5. Bring your tail up towards the top and secure it. Flip it over to the right side and double stitch. What am I talking about? And top stitch just under card slit 5. Push your tails to the back. Knot them off. The other side. Okay. Now we're going to put another piece of double-sided tape. Again, 1/2 inch out from the previous fold. Remove the backing from the double-sided tape. Bring your tail back towards the bottom. Press it down to your double-sided tape. Secure it. Remove the backing from the card slit, the tape under card slit 6. Bring your tail towards the top. Press it down firmly to your double-sided tape. Then lift it over and top stitch 1/8 of an inch under card slit 6. We're going to pull our tails. No, go. No. What do you want? Now I have my other dog is asking to go out. Just a minute.
Pull it out.
Just a minute. So we are going to flip to the wrong side, and we're going to make double-sided tape across 1/2 inch up from your previous fold. Bring your tail back down towards. Remove the backing. That might help. There you go. Remove the backing. Bring double-sided tape. Bring your tail back towards the bottom. Press it to double-sided tape. Remove your backing from the double-sided tape that was at the top of your panel. Bring your tail back up to the top. Screw it to the top. Trim off your excess. And to place a long piece of double-sided tape down each side again. Remove the backing from the double-sided tape that is farthest away from your card slits. That's over here. Bring it to meet your guideline. Wrong side to wrong side. Press it down firmly. Remove your backing from your last piece of double-sided tape. Bring that over to fold on the top of that edge. Press it down firmly, like that. And we're going to flip it on the right side, and we're going to top stitch that edge only, which will now be the inner side. I'm going to go at 1/8 of an inch. Trim our tails. And now we're going to glue that opening. Now, if you're using fabric that you're not going to be edge treating, you could get away with not gluing this edge, because it is sewn later. Don't sew it now because you're going to end up having double stitching. So, if you were using fabric that you didn't need to edge coat, you could just clip it closed for now. As I said, because it does get sewn down later. We will be edge treating this fabric, so we want that to be as closed as possible. Throw the clips around. These are my favorite clips. I got them off of Etsy. I will put a link in the description. That is what you should have. So we have two in the camera. There we go. So you can see how it would be an inner. So this is going to be your slip pockets. Okay. So we're waiting for that glue to dry. So that takes us to the exterior construction. So, I'm going to take a little break, and while I'm out, I'm going to start edge coating these as well, so that they're drying when we start working on the second part. So, I should be back shortly, and I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. So, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!